Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this session, which will be about the Google Summer of Code. We have two participants, two speakers today, Priyanshi and Ketu, who are participating in the Google Summer of Code project. And we're going to see two presentations respecting their regarding to their topics, what they applied. They did put a lot of hard work in the application and chose. They were assigned a it's not a tutor, it's more like a counselor. Or yeah, we will hear about that. And yeah, I'm giving the word to Priyanshi. And could you introduce yourself just in a couple of sentences?
Hi everyone, I'm Priyanshi Gaur. I'm an undergraduate student from India, and I got involved in Mautic like 3-4 months ago when I saw its name in the organization list of GSOC, and the community was really welcoming, and I like ended up working on a project here. So yeah, it is a
Thank you.
happy.
Great, thank you. What about you, Katel? Kat. What about you,
Okay,
Ketu?
so no problem. Yeah, I just like Priyanshi. I also saw the organization before, just like 3-4 months ago, and I also started contribution, and I like the project of Marketplace, and then I submitted the proposal, and yes, here I'm contributing now.
Thank you so much. Well, yeah, no further words. Priyanshi, please take it over and let's go.
Yeah. Okay, studies show that businesses lose millions of dollars because of the bugs they find in production, and also this damages the customer trust on their product. So today, as Mautic is growing in its user base and their features are growing more integrate, it has become more crucial for us to ensure a bug-free experience for the customers. So today we'll explore that how are we building the end-to-end test suite for Mautic, and how you can contribute to make it into a rock-solid platform. So, hello everyone and welcome. My name is Priyanshi Gaur. I'm an undergraduate student currently pursuing my bachelor's in computer science and engineering. I'm from India. Currently, I'm working as a Google Summer of Code developer at Mautic. I'm an open source enthusiast. So, this project is under Google Summer of Code program. For those of you wondering what Google Summer of Code is, it's actually a program by Google to get people encouraged to get involved with open source. So this project couldn't have been possible without my amazing mentors at Mautic. So a big thanks to Rahul, Mohit, Ruth, and John. So yeah, let's start with the presentation. So just imagine that. Have you ever spent your relaxing weekend, getting interrupted by a critical bug at production? It's not ideal, right? So yeah, this is why testing your code is important. So many people think that is it really worth the time investing in testing your product? So yes, it is. It really is. It reduces the bugs in production. It fastens your development cycles, and it also lowers the maintenance cost, because finding the bugs in development is way more cheaper than finding the bugs in the production environment. And you don't need to have test everything before even writing the test. You need to analyze your whole application and come up with the most critical parts that you want to test, and then you have to strategize, and with proper planning you write the test. So why exactly end-to-end testing are we implementing? As we all know that Mautic has around 62% code coverage with unit and functional tests, which are fantastic, but they don't tell us the whole story. So let's understand this with an example. For example, you own a pizza place, right? So unit tests are like checking each and every ingredient that they work properly, like the cheese melts evenly, or the flour is rising, or the sauce simmers. So this is unit test where we check each and every ingredient. For example, now you are baking a pizza. So if the pizza fulfills its purpose, that is functional testing. We check if the group of several components function according to the user needs. That is functional testing. We check if the pizza has all the toppings we intended, the pizza takes its shape, and it's tasty, of course. So yeah, this is functional testing. And what is end-to-end testing then? The whole process, like where we browse through the menu, we select our order, we place the order, the pizza bakes, and we receive the order. So this whole end-to-end user cycle is getting tested in the end-to-end testing. So yeah, how everything works together, that is end-to-end testing. So in end-to-end testing, we mimic the end user behavior and test the entire workflow. So what are we trying to achieve by building this end-to-end test suite? We want to have fewer bugs for the users, so our users are happy, and we want to catch the issues early so that we don't have to spend so many resources and we can save our time and resources. So what are the goals of this project? So basically, four main goals of this project. First is to develop an end-to-end test suite, which will cover the core functionalities. Then we'll integrate this test suite with GitHub Actions so that it's automated testing. You don't have to run the commands also. All things would be done by the GitHub Actions. Then writing the detailed documentation so that the other contributors can contribute in writing the test or testing the test effectively. And fourth, educating the marketers and the non-tech people so that they can also contribute in the project. So we have talked about why this project and what are we trying to achieve through this project. But how exactly are we implementing this project? We'll be using Codeception. So what is Codeception actually? Codeception is an open source PHP testing framework. It's a one tool, multiple testing types. As we previously discussed, there are various types of testing: unit, integration, API, DB, acceptance. So all these test suites come under Codeception. All these tests can be written through Codeception. So why we chose Codeception? First of all, it's BDD. It's behavior driven. We write tests in familiar PHP syntax. There is no complex configuration needed. You just need to install it and you can simply start writing the test. It has a readable syntax. Later in the slides, we'll learn that writing the test in Codeception is really like writing simple English sentences. So it makes the test creation and debugging really easy for developers or of all experience levels. It also has built-in data cleanup mechanisms. Also, the result of the test makes sense to the non-developers as well. So, as one of the goal of a project was to involve the non-tech people as well. So, Codeception achieves that goal. And it has a large and active developer community. If you ever get stuck or you encounter an issue, you can simply Google up your problem, and you will definitely find the solution in one of the GitHub discussions or in a Stack Overflow answer. So what is the technical approach that we'll be using for building this test suite? First, we'll be using acceptance test for writing this end-to-end test suite. Basically, we'll be doing the testing from an end user POV. As Mautic relies heavily on JavaScript and dynamic elements and Ajax, so we'll be using WebDriver module because PHP browser cannot test the JavaScript elements. We'll be using DB module, which will be used to clean up the test data after each run, and we'll be using page and step objects, which will be used to organize the test. We'll learn about every point in detail later in this slide. Okay. So first we need to we need to set up our testing environment. It's really easy, as I said. You first need to set up the Mautic project. The recommended way is DDEV. You can find the installation guides on the Mautic docs. Then we'll install the Selenium Chrome add-on. Why? Because Codeception actually doesn't run the tests on its own. It provides the instruction and Selenium WebDriver executes those, and the feedback is sent back to the Codeception. So we'll be installing Selenium Chrome add-on for this. Then we'll install the Codeception via Composer. You see, only these simple commands we have to run, and our testing environment would be up and running. Now, for creating the test suite, we'll run the bootstrap command. What it will do is it will create a central config file, codeception.yaml, and all the test folder. As you can see here, the test directory is created with different folders in it. The data folder, it stores all the data we'll be needing while running the test. The output folder stores the output of your test. If your test fails, or if your test passes, or if you are using any debug functions in your test, those will be stored in the output. Support stores your additional files, which we'll be talking later in the slides. And these are your config files of different suites. As we are using acceptance, so there is acceptance folder here. we need to configure our acceptance suite because we are using WebDriver here. So we'll simply tell the URL on which our local Mautic DDEV instance is running. We'll tell the browser we are using, and our setup is complete. Okay. So now let's write the first test. For writing the test, you'll simply run this command. What it will do is it will create a first test.php inside the acceptance directory. Okay, so now how to write the test? What we are trying to achieve here is we are trying to log in as the admin. We'll navigate to the contacts page. We'll click on the quick add button. We'll fill in the details and save the contact. And then we have to verify if the contact is created successfully or not. So as you see, the writing of the test is really easy. Like first, I check on which page I am. I am navigated to the login page. I fill in the field. I fill the user field with admin. I fill the password field with Mautic Rock. I then click the login button. Then I am on the page contacts where their Ajax implemented. So we wait for the elements to become responsive. So if we wait for the quick add button to become clickable, then we click on the quick add button. We fill in the details. We click save and close. And then we see that the quick add, we can see the contact we just created in the leads table. So these are the actions we are performing, like fill field, I am on page, and I click. These all are actions, and assertions are I see the things we are using to verify if the contact is created successfully or not. Okay, now we have written our first test. How are we going to run this test? There are various commands. You can run the entire test suite in one go, or you can run a specific test from the test suite, or you can also run your test in a detailed output or in the verbose mode by adding -v. So as you can see, it's showing one test as we have only run one test and two assertions. Two assertion, what does it mean? As we have used two IC lines here, so this means that it has asserted two times that our test has passed successfully or not. So, okay, test passes. But our main motive is to check if the application breaks anywhere or not. Our main motive is to get a test to fail and then rectify our application. So what happens if a test fails? So here I have intentionally made some error in the test and made it to fail. As we can see, whenever a test fails in codeception, the output of the test is saved in the output directory. The whole screenshot of the browser and the HTML source code of that browser window is saved into the output directory. Okay, now we have talked about how to write the test, how to run it. Now, as we were earlier discussing about the DB module, about data cleaning mechanisms, we will be integrating the DB module in our test. So what happens is, for example, you are running create contact test multiple times. The test will fail if you will run it multiple times because you have already created a test with the same name and you are trying to update the same information twice, so the test can fail. So to avoid this problem, we'll use the DB module so that before running each test, that our database can be repopulated with new data. So the process is simple. Again, you just have to install it, configure it in your acceptance suite, and then you have to create the SQL dump of your database. With this one simple command, a dump file will be created in the data directory, and that dump file will be used to repopulate your database before running each test. Okay, so now we have talked all about how to write the test, integrate the DB module, and now we are going to organize our test because we are not writing one or two tests. We are building a whole test suite. So our test will grow in size, expand in size. So we need to make our test reusable and readable. For that, we are going to use page and step objects. So page objects is really simple. It's like a storage of all the UI locators. Like in this test, as you can see, we have hard coded the CSS selectors, XPath, or the IDs in the test itself, which is not a good practice. We should create a new file for all these CSS or for all these locators and save them in those files. So in page object pattern, what we do is we create a class of the web page and store its DOM elements as its properties. For example, for the contact page, I have created this page object where I have named the class as contact page, and all its properties are basically the locators of that page. So for creating the page object, you just have to run a simple command, generate page object, because we are using the acceptance test suite. and create contact page. So contact page.php would be created in the support directory. Okay, now we have talked about what is page object. Now, what is step object? Step object is simple. Here, we group all the reusable actions and store them at a different place. And whenever we need those actions to perform, we can simply call the function. These are like the small building blocks. Okay. So, as before running each test, I need to log in as an admin, right? So, what I can do is I can take those actions and store it somewhere else and call just that function from there. So I just only have to use a single line in my test. So I've created a login as admin and fill contact form, two functions in my step object, and I'll be calling these functions in my test now. So we have created page objects and step objects, but why? The motive was simple, to create the test reusable and readable. Okay, as now you can see that we are only using this one line to log in as an admin and this one line to fill the contact form. And our test remains the same. And also, because we have integrated the DB module, we can directly assert from the database that the entry is created or not. Okay, so we have talked all about what is project, why this project, how are we implementing it, what is the current project, current progress right now. We're in the midway of the project. The testing environment setup is complete. We are almost done with our contact test. We are under progress with our detailed documentation. We are writing it, and companies and other bundles, we are going to target those next up for writing the test, as we will be expanding our test suite, and the GitHub actions will be done soon when all these steps would be completed, so that the whole process can be automated. So what's your role in this? You can either help us to review the PR by going at this link. You can review the PR here. If you have any suggestions, you can leave those on the PR, or you can help us in creating the test scenarios if you are more non-tech or are not comfortable with coding part of this project. You can simply help us in designing the test scenarios or the parts of the Mautic application that you want the test to be written for. Or you can just simply, what you have to do is just write simple English sentences. I log in, I click on this button, I see this, and these test scenarios can later be converted into the test by other people. Or you can also start writing tests for other bundles on which we are not working. So yeah, you can join the Slack channel if you are really interested in this project. We try to weekly and bi-weekly post our progress on this blog post. And yeah, join us. Let's hunt some bugs, and of course, weapons not required.
Thank you so much. This was really, really super informative. I'm so glad that someone made this presentation. It was really cool. I love how you explained the different tests with the pizza. Finally, I understand. So thank you for that. Uh, please, if you from the audience anyone has questions, please add it to the Q&A. And let's move on to the second topic, also in the frames of the summer of code. Ketu, please start your presentation.
Yeah. Am I audible? Okay, so welcome to Mautic Marketplace. So as you all know, this year Mautic participating as my mentoring organization in Google Summer of Code, and my project is expanding the Mautic Marketplace, creating reviews and UX improvements, and some enhancement in Marketplace. So let's start it. Yeah. So hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm super excited to welcome you all in our project of enhancing the marketplace. And some brief about me: I'm a final year student who contributing to marketplace this year through Google Summer of Code. And let's get started. So our today's agenda is current marketplace challenges. So marketplace is going through some issues, some challenges, and many enhancement is required for the marketplace. So we will discuss those, and we will discuss how it's work and what are the problems is. So we prepare some enhancement strategies with mentors. Mentors help me to find the ways how we can overcome these challenges, so it becomes the more user friendly to marketers and can interact smoothly. More and more marketers can interact with the marketplace. So lastly, we'll discuss the final goal, that what it like look like, or what to expect after the project completion, what you can expect after the project is over. So let's dive into it. So yeah, current marketplace challenges. So the marketplace, as you know, maybe if you are uh, working with marketplace, the marketplace uses packages API, which is very limited. All the plugins and themes all are in the packages, and we are calling them, or we are fetching them with packages API, and it's very limited. So we have many problems like Mautic plugin and Mautic theme. Both types are installable via marketplace, but packages API doesn't allow us to get both Mautic plugin and Mautic theme in one request. While we are searching for a Mautic plugin, or we want to Mautic plugin and Mautic theme in one page, then we cannot sort that plugin in one request. The packages API doesn't allow us to sort by any parameter, that we can't sort like for downloads, highest downloads, or lower to high, nothing. We can't filter any, we cannot apply any filter to packages that are compatible with a specific version of Mautic, like Mautic 5 or Mautic 4. So this is the issue, and there is no rating or review system in the marketplace. So we discussed about this also, that how to implement it. So yeah, enhancement strategies. So we plan some enhancement strategies before this. So for avoiding the limitations, we plan to use Supabase as a service that sits between packages and Mautic. If you don't know about Supabase, Supabase is just like Firebase. It hosts a Postgre database as a backend. So it's a nice tool. It supports many real-time edge function and many things. So we done with the Supabase, and it's a really helpful tool. We plan what our plan is, like fetching data from packages and store in Supabase, and then use the Supabase to work with our API calls. So for migration of the data, we use Dino. The Dino is the alternative of Node.js, we can say, or it's just like it's same like Node.js, but it's little faster. It's made on V8 engine and Rust, so it's faster. Yeah, so we migrating data from packages to Supabase with Dino. Yeah, we're also planning the rating and review system, which will allow user to share their experience with plugins and themes. So it's really important when marketers come on the marketplace and see that these plugins are important, or this has highest rating, this has higher rating, and they can choose according that, and they can they can post some reviews. So when another marketer is come or another user is come, they can see what plugins or themes are being popular. Yeah, working with UI UX Tiger team, we are planning to improve some UI UX of marketplace. So working with UI UX team is important. Yeah, they help want to learn many things from UI UX Tiger team, and we will touch when we are in those phase. So yeah, what's been completed to date? I'll show this next, but let's discuss first. So the Dino script, what the script I coded, that capable of fetching packages data, all the package data, and insert that data into Supabase table. So we successfully inserted all the data in Supabase from packages. We fetched all the data from packages and successfully inserted into the Supabase. We can now request both plugins and themes from Supabase, and successfully returning the issue in packages that we can't fetch both. But now with Supabase, we can done it successfully. We can filter by any supported Mautic version. Like we want to filter we want packages that support Mautic 5, or we want packages that support Mautic 4, then we can do that. We also schedule the cron job. That cron job is it's we doesn't have to manually run the database or run the code. The cron job will do it every 24 hours. We will next working on rating and review system. So I can show you that. Yeah, this is the dashboard of Supabase, and the dashboard shows the REST request, auth request, all the things in the dashboard. The table editor, the packages table, where we store all the fetched data from packages. So this is the name, and this is all the data basically. The every plugins and themes which is in the packages. So this is Acquia, the best straw, and every this they have specific versions, normalized versions, license, description, and all the total 2166 records are there in the database currently. And there are many database, and it's successfully stored. The other thing is supported Mautic version, like we discussed it about that if we want to fetch for Mautic 4.5 or like Mautic 5 or Mautic 4, then this data helps. SMV stand for stored Mautic version. This help for fetch that API calls. So the all data is not available, but we can do that with those data. Here is age function. So we can invoke the age function. This is a cron job. I set it yesterday, and we can run the cron job. Here we can see invocation that it's automatically invoke after 24 hours, or what we can say. It's also support the 1 minute invocation. And yesterday I tried the 1 minute invocation that it performed successfully. That the database and the code can run automatically with cron jobs. I set it the cron job successfully. And here is the logs that we can see. It's print the message after every successful cron. So yeah, it Supabase has also built-in REST API, so we don't need to make every endpoint manually. Supabase support the REST API endpoint, so we just have to use the, like if we want ID, then we just use the ID, the copy, and paste it in our endpoints. So we also call them by URL. So there are lots of this is pre-generated API calls. So yeah, those generated API calls, we just have to write queries that we want to call with URL and NN key. So basically in this, we have to write here a Supabase URL and here a Supabase key. After that, we can write queries that I showed here, like ID. If I want them in, I want the name of them, I want the ID, I want the specific version of that, or whatever, we can just do by this single line. So yeah, I'll show you this. So this is how we can fetch the data from Supabase successfully. This is the API call from Supabase. So this is the whole list of the package name. All the package name, we just write it. The package is select is equal to name. When the user write the name in the search query, or then all the names or all the other things are presented there. So this is not possible in the packages API, but yeah, we can now list all in a list view. We can see all the packages. We can also sort the name by the package name. Like if we want the Bestron Mautic message extension bundle, then we are, whenever user write in the search query, the if user want a specific version, then user also type, when user type the name of the specific version, and also it's type like a version, which version it want from the all of above version. Like if we want the 1.0.0, then it's when it's pays the 1.0.0 or request 1.0.0, then it's only get the specific version of 1.0.0 from that bundle or that package. Yeah, we also support the Mautic supported version. Yeah, so I'll show you in previous that SMV stand for supported Mautic versions. So yeah, supported like this is 5.0.1 and or 5 Mautic 5. So when user type the 5.0.1 or 5, then it's get the list of plugins or themes that support this Mautic version. So we can also we are successful to avoid the limitations of packages that we cannot get the both requests. So now we can get both the requests of Mautic plugins and Mautic themes in one request. So yeah, if we want a single one, only Mautic plugins, we want to sort or filter on only Mautic plugins, then we can uh, done. Yeah, so you are seeing that only plugins are listed, and if you want just like that, if you want just like Mautic themes, then it's also possible with the here you want to write the Mautic theme. Just yeah, so after this, we are all set with the names, packages, all the plugins themes in one request. So yeah. Next is supported Mautic version. So we request all the developers should include the Mautic core lib in their package. Whatever the plugin builders or theme builders are building the packages or the plugins. So it's helped to sort out the package based on Mautic supported version. So whenever they include this Mautic core lib 4.3 or so, our Dino script automatically find that what it's 4.3 and convert it into supported Mautic version, but they have to must include this. So whenever user type that they require Mautic 5, then they will get the Mautic 5, all the data of Mautic 5. So I request developers to do this. Yeah, so final goals. What are the final goals of the project? So after the completing the project, the new APIs are able to solve the limitations of the packagist API. So we are completely solve all the limitations that's faced by packagist API. That's limitations are away, and we can do every and any call with the Supabase APIs, built-in REST APIs. So yeah, this and after that we are introducing the rating and review system, so the user can easily find the most popular ones as discussed earlier. So yeah, rating and review also helps us a lot to do that, and we completed this portion, and next we are working on the ratings and reviews and also store this data with the Supabase on the same table. So it's also user can also find the popular rating. User can also sort by the ratings and review system. So yeah, after completing the project, you can rate and review any plugins themes. You can sort by any parameter you want. You can see the ratings and reviews and some UI UX improvement, the how the current marketplace is looking like. It looks different from now. And yeah, that's all for me. Yeah, the special thanks to my mentors who helped me a lot during each day, I can say, and every time when I struck anywhere. So John Linhart, Rahul, Simran, and Ruth, really thank you very much. So they if they can't help, I'm unable to do this all. The community, I can say the community is very helpful, and they helps a lot. So thank you for hearing me, everyone. This is the Mautic is really great community, and I'm proud that I have been a part of this community and this conference. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. issue with hiding and showing people on stage. Apologize about that. Thank you for the amazing presentation, Ketu, and for taking these steps to make the marketplace, which I think it's a super important for Mautic's long-term ecosystem. It's actually the heart of it. So you are basically right now the heart surgeon of Mautic. So thank you for that. For this open heart surgery. So there are a couple of questions here in the chat, and also what I prepared during listening to your presentations. The first one is for Priyashi. If you could answer this, please. How can people in the community help with the end-to-end test suite to work?
Yeah. So like there are three like various ways of contributing to this end-to-end test suite. If you are non-tech, more inclined towards the non-tech part of the project, or not comfortable with coding, you can simply help us design the test scenarios or the core functionalities which you want us to write tests for. You can write the test scenarios, or you can, if you can also review the PR, provide your suggestion. The I'll post the PR link in the comment section right now. So you can review the
Yes.
PR, you can design the test scenarios, and you can also start working towards creating your own test on other bundles. Right now, we are focusing on contacts in the other bundles. You can start working on the other bundles of the Mautic project, so that the work don't overlap and you don't end up doing something which we all are already working on. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you. There's another question here. When will be there? This is for you, Ketu. When will be there a version that Mautic users can test of the new marketplace features functions? When you're ready to show stuff.
Yeah, so the backend, I can say the backend is all working correctly. We are just, I am building now the testing script of the testing of all the data. So we are, might be, I discussed with John, and approximately in 2 weeks the backend and the new version is all set, and UI is also, we are also coming to UI after that. So yeah, after the project you can see the complete marketplace, but yeah, in next 2 weeks you can see the filtering, and 2 to 3 weeks you can see the filtering and all the other options. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Another question. I pasted it here from another channel. Can we use the end-to-end testing suite for testing the MGML builder? So how things are disappearing, let's say, in the MGML builder, would this testing suite reveal that?
Actually, right now we are more towards only focusing on the core functionalities, as I
Mhm.
discussed earlier, the context in the company. So I haven't explored this part much, but yeah, I'll get back to it after like searching about it.
So is this something like, is this possible at all to test like a UI builder for bugs? Like can you also apply it for the JavaScript part of Mautic?
Yeah, we can test the JavaScript part of Mautic with the WebDriver module, as I discussed earlier. It can handle all the dynamic elements. It can be used to test all the dynamic elements on all the edges part of the Mautic.
Okay. Okay. One more question regarding this. Could you test email if an email arrives? Could you test it with this end-to-end suite? Is there a way? I
Like
think we would use
it's
something else for that.
yeah. Like yesterday there was a like, really awesome session by Patrick. Also, a similar question came up. So it's a bit of a hassle for testing all those parts. But yeah, we can integrate it using some other tools, I guess. So yeah, we have to still work on it.
Okay. I have a question to Ketu regarding the Superbase. So
Yeah.
we understand that until now, like my marketplace on my Mautic 5.1 would try to fetch the information from packages, right?
Yes.
So if I would need to, in the future, it will fetch it from Superbase. As a user, do I have to change anything in the after the migration, or this is just automatically happening in the code in the background with, let's say, Mautic
Mm,
5.3?
yeah, the user doesn't have to change anything. If the like Mautic like plugin developer change anything, like if they change the version of 6, like Mautic 6, then it's also reflected directly into the database, and user can also get it in the database. Like if the plugin is updated, then the code and the script, the database is also updated through the script. We set the script in a way that it feeds the current data. It's run every time, and current data, the updated data, we use upsert here, right? So only updated data are also updated in the Supabase, and user doesn't have to do anything. The developer, when the developer update anything, yeah, they can directly get that.
Okay. And this Supabase is Mautic Supabase account, right?
No,
So it
this
will
is
belong
current. The
in the future.
current which I am showing is my.
Uh-huh.
So after this, we can in the production we all deploy all the things with the Mautic account and all.
And then if everybody says the cron job at midnight, that means
Yeah.
that, we will pull all together, everyone will pull at the same time the updates from Supabase with respect to time zones.
What? No, the updates doesn't go to the. I think the update doesn't go to the every user. I guess
Uh-huh.
the it's in the logs you can see that.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes.
it's not like we are fetching information from the same place at the same
No,
time.
no, 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 no.
Perfect.
Mm.
Okay, I think there are no more questions. What I would also like to know, if anyone wants to get in touch with you regarding this project or anything else, where can they reach you, Priyanshi? What
Uh,
is the best way to contact you?
they can contact me on Slack or email me, like, or just connect with me on LinkedIn. Anyways, come fine with me.
Perfect. And you, Katal, what's the best way to
Yeah,
get in touch with you?
it's Slack, and yeah, you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn or email me.
Okay, we will add the respective links in the notes of
Okay.
this video later.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again for the amazing presentations
Yeah.
and all the good work. What you've been adding. Thanks again. And
Thank you.
the next sessions will come up soon. We're gonna have a talk with Sven Dering about the Mautic marketing team, or you can go to the other channel to see a German session regarding marketing automation strategy and big picture. So I hope I see you soon, and thank you so much for our speakers for their amazing presentations. See
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.